This is Leafs Late Night, your night of post-game podcast. Hosted by Roscoe, the Fanalist, Subby, Beener, and Darty Broder.
We did it! Leafs win, and we're live. We're live on YouTube. Check it out. Oh, and Darty jumps in right as we start this. What perfect timing.
Impeccable timing as always.
Oh, yes.
Give me 2 seconds. I will let you guys start this off while I just send out the link for this live show because this is the first time we've done this and I got to get this out.
Wait, this is live? We're doing this live?
This is live, buddy. You're live on the air. So,
Darty didn't even have a chance to comb his beard.
We're doing it live.
Hopped in. We were already recording. So, started off. What do you guys think of that game?
Love it.
Oof. How can you
Leafs
not
came
love
to
it,
play.
right? Yeah.
Started on time, boys.
Third on time. And it looked real good.
Starting on time.
Good one, Randy.
Starting on
Good
time
one.
is, finishing on time, playing the whole game on time. They played a fantastic game start to finish. This was, I'm just going to jump to one of our questions here from Mike because we're going to talk about this right away. Is this the best Leaf performance you've seen of the entire season? Because that was a fantastic 60 minutes. I'm paraphrasing because I don't have it open right now, but
Yes.
I agree. That was absolutely insane.
Hell yeah.
It absolutely was. And the one thing I was thinking this whole game is the last time they played the Tampa Bay Lightning, they obviously got spanked 8-1. And the one thing that really stood out to me was there was an audio clip of Tampa Bay's bench saying how soft the Leafs were. They called them, "You guys are so fucking soft." And that was not this team tonight. They came to play, they hustled, they won so many puck battles. Just a huge, huge first game.
Oh, this game was totally won in the center ice of the turnovers. Like they stopped Tampa from getting anything started. Like they were just, it's like we've been complimenting them for all season. The pickpocketing, the just being all over everybody on the forecheck. It was amazing. Defensively, they were amazing. Darty, go for it.
Johnny, don't worry. I'm going to give you guys lots of time. I'm going to make my stupid point loud and freaking clear, all right? There has never been a more impactful 49 seconds ever played in the goddamn NHL, all right? You can prove me otherwise, and you are effing wrong because the guy didn't even fucking score, and he got the buds buzzing, all right? And Jake was muzzing. I'm sorry that I fucking doubted you, Jake, all right? I don't give a shit who I was last week. I'm with you today. Go Kyle Clifford. Muzzin. Go Pierre Engvall. Go Lily. He was out there too. And absolutely all the rest of the boys, including Austin fucking Matthews. All right. That's it. That's all.
Yeah. And on that point, I mean, we've counted out Muzzin. We've counted out Kasha. Just got to say, like, they both looked great tonight. I got to just give them an apology from, I mean, I'm not saying all of us did. I did personally. So
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
I forgot him too. He was
they
a
played
fucking
well tonight.
Aside from his goal, like no one wanted to be in Muzzin's corner. Anyone that was in there, he was just ramming into the boards, and that made a huge difference in the third period, I thought.
That is why we got him. Like that is what every Leaf fan envisioned when that trade was made. And unfortunately, before tonight, it really hasn't come to fruition.
Yeah, and speaking of coming to fruition, Giordano might be the best pickup at the trade deadline for what they got him for. I mean, he was the best defenseman on the ice tonight, hands down.
Him and Brody, yeah.
The one thing I noticed, because I was trying to watch what it is that he does, because he's one of those guys that unless you're paying attention to him, which is kind of boring to do sometimes, you don't notice the little defensive plays. But the way that he's able to clear the puck by maintaining control of it and carrying it from his zone all the way over, right up to the blue line before he dumps it in, it kills so much more time than just, when you get it and you throw it down. You get it just across the red line. He carries it so far in and just kills as much time as possible. Oh, the Leafs are changing? Cool. I'll just skate around alone, 4-on-1. I don't care. The guy's so good.
How about those blasts from the point tonight? He had a over 97 mile per hour shot. He had another one that was 94 and change. This team has been 19-3-2 before tonight's game with him in the lineup. I'll be the first one to admit that I was iffy about Gio before he came to the team, and I am so happy he's proving me wrong. And this team, we have one Norris winning defender. They have one Norris winning defender. They're our evil twin, and tonight we came on top.
We have a Rocket winner. They have a Rocket winner. We have a 60-goal scorer. They have a 60-goal scorer.
Our rocket winner has too.
Well, that's
Yeah.
fair.
And to
Yeah.
your point, like Gio's just an adult back there. That guy makes the right decision all the time. He's calm under pressure. You can really, really rely on him. And that's something the Leafs were kind of lacking before. They obviously had good players, but someone who can always calm the play down and always make the right play coming out, that's a huge advantage.
Yeah, and it's like we've said, he's been a huge plus in Liljegren's development. I don't think in any other situation we'd really see him seeing playoff minutes. I think there would have been Justin Hall over him, but because that pair's been so good, how can you split them up? And I'm not saying Justin Hall should be playing. I'm saying that's what we know of Keefe and Dubas. They like putting him in, so I would have seen him in over him.
Another thing a lot of people forget, Lily's got a ring. Lily played a pretty decent part in that Marlies championship.
He did.
Oh, fair.
Well, you
Right?
know what? Speaking of that kind of you know, look at Pat Maroon. He's got 3 rings. That's 2, you dumb fucking morons. Like, like that means nothing. That literally means nothing.
All
Like,
right,
it's the
so
stupidest. Sorry, guys, but it's the stupidest
Darty's
thing to
hot
bring up how
tonight.
many rings someone has.
well, while Darty's hot, how about you take on the Kyle Clifford story of the evening? Before
want me
we
to
get
talk
into before we get into the power kill of it all, tell us about Kyle Clifford's night. How did he
I just
do,
want to
Darty?
start by saying that Southey was absolutely right. The first thing he said when he caught Clifford kind of assing Colton into the boards, like I couldn't really tell what he hit him with first, with his elbow, his shoulder, or with his ass. He just kind of like came by. I was like, oh, look, screw this guy, and just sent him flying for God knows whatever reason. Like literally, it was the most like why the fuck did you do that? Like it's literally
It
like
was
just,
like a drive-by.
yeah. No, but it was also just literally just like one of those like just like fuck this guy moments, right? Like he was just in his way. It was just like totally like again, I said I totally agree with Southey, even though I kind of like in our chat I kind of like roasted him a little bit, but that's only because like I think our games were I was already watching the power kill literally destroy, like, oh my god. It's just like, as I said, Kyle Clifford being an absolute dumbass in any other timeline, in any other history of the Leafs, that would have totally roasted us. That would have ended our game right there. We would probably 5-minute major. We would have just been done. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
We would have just been
Agree.
absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, the result doesn't negate like how dumb that play was. You know, he's wearing number 43. There's a dirty hit. He's sent out. Like we've seen this play out
Infamous
before,
43.
right? Like that's not in past years. Maybe this team would have buckled, but it speaks volumes to the teams how they just resolved around it and actually, like you said, Darty, that was maybe the best 5-on-4 penalty kill I've ever seen.
Oh,
It set the tone for the
definitely.
entire game. Like that after that point, like they didn't change. They didn't stop. It's like it's like the power kill that never ended. Like they always a 5-on-3 advantage. For most of the game.
They collectively said, like, not this year. We're not going to get derailed by whatever's happening outside of the game. We're just going to play, and they did.
And
I think that's the most important thing is that after the All or Nothing documentary, after the collapse against Montreal, it was the story was what's different this time? What's different about this team? And we heard from management and coaching and from the players, you know, they all feel better about this. This is going to be it. They learn their lessons. You know, it's going to be different this time. We're all like, okay, well, we'll see. And
coach, look at the standings.
Exactly, right? And if game 1 is any evidence, they were not kidding. This team knows what they're doing. They are coming to play this time. Like they're not going to count out their opponent. I mean, last time it was Montreal, to be fair. This time they had to come out and play. But man, it's like you said, power kill from like you can't recover from not scoring on a 5-minute power play. Go ahead, Southey.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think the goal from this whole year was the playoffs, right? The regular season was its own thing, and we had to endure it and get through it, the ebbs and flows. But the main goal, what these guys had, was to not replicate what's been going on in the postseason, and they showed that this was the whole plan for the season. And when it came to game 1, it was a whole different team out there tonight.
Absolutely. So, the 5-minute power play was not even the first one that the Leafs were managed to kill off. So, Steph, who took the first one there?
Brody, I believe, was the first one to take the hooking call. So this is what really set the tone of the game as well by the referees anyway. You know, week call, this is going to get called. You can kind of expect the rest of the game. But for me, I thought some of these calls were totally unnecessary, even though it's playoffs. And someone was saying in our chat that the Boston and Carolina game, they were just doing it freely, whatever they were doing, like nothing. But this game was totally different for the
because of the injury
proneness, especially with Kashe back. But yeah, just Clifford. Just one last thing about Clifford, if we're on him, total bonehead move, man. Like Darty was saying, he's picking off guys. He just kind of fell on one guy, went to the next. He's like, I'm coming for you too. Boom. But the thing I enjoyed about that, they did not give up. We lost one of our hardest hitting guys on the fourth line tonight, and I didn't notice. If anything, the Leafs played way harder and way better.
Yeah.
Like, it was one of those narrative changing moments. But anyway,
maybe two
penalties
goons is better
tonight.
than one, though, right? Like Simmer was still there. Like we didn't lose our muscle just because we decided to be an idiot.
And to take it to your point, Darty and Southey's, that you can't fault him, or you can't not fault him for it. Wow, awful English. You have to fault him for doing it, even though they were able to kill it off.
Yeah.
Would you have rather to see Spezza in that lineup tonight?
No.
No.
No, I think they had to come out hard. And
I just want to get what's everybody's opinion here. No from Southey. What do you guys think? Spezza over Clifford? And then I'll let Southey finish his point.
Oh no, I got one before Southey finishes. I just need to tell you something. Okay, I'm sorry.
Can I just get? Hey, let me finish my thing.
Okay.
Beaner, would you rather Spezza over Clifford tonight?
Yes.
Yes, Steph.
Yes, but I kind of agree with the decision.
Darty.
I don't think we should show all the weapons at once. Like, this was a good move by Keith, in my opinion. Sorry. Darty?
So remember when Southey said he called me was it Nostradarty? Well, I think Darty manifested this morning. So remember when stupid thing where it's like Darty's wisdom of the day and it says it costs nothing to be unkind. Whereas like a lot of people didn't get that. They thought it's like, you know, it costs nothing to be kind, right? But I wrote that as it costs nothing to be unkind. And I tagged Kyle Clifford in it. Guess which fucking idiot read it?
What?
I swear to God, Kyle Clifford looked at that fucking post.
Oh God.
Really?
I'm sorry, guys. I manifested him being a bonehead. I will send it to you. I'll send you the screenshot. But Kyle Clifford literally read that, was like, you know what? I guess it does cost nothing to be a
I love it. I love it. Okay, so Southey, what's your point on Spezza over Clifford here?
Like I brought up earlier, the Tampa Bay Lightning thought the Leafs were going to be a rollover team or that they were going to play soft, and we needed to have some grit, especially on the bottom of our lineup. I didn't expect him to go that far. He was a bit overzealous, obviously. But having Spezza would have slowed down the fourth line too, and it wouldn't have been quite the effective checking line that they were. I think Spezza is someone you want to bring in maybe in game 2, game 3, especially to give you the second power play, but not in game 1. You needed to have a little more sandpaper.
Yeah, and I wasn't expecting.
Agreed.
I mean, we did say after the last Tampa game that, you know, this was going to be a lot more physical than I think anybody expected. But I did not expect Nick Paul to be such a pain in the ass. Oh my God, like, he's going to be a villain of the series.
Too bad he's a former senator. He's going to go out just like the Senators did against the Leafs in 04.
Yeah, along with his former Montreal Canadian, Corey Perry.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff.
I think this third line, sorry, I'm having some connection issues.
Okay.
I think this third line is super sneaky for Tampa. With Nick Paul is just kind of like our sneakiness of ours.
on the second that
Usually plays on the third line, actually, Hagel. So that's a guy, or even Sorelli, right? They have options as well to move up and down the lineup. So that's why I'm good with not showing off Spezza right away. Bunting, Sandin, because they have options. They scratched Bogo tonight. They scratched another guy tonight. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's unfortunately room for people to get hurt, I'll say. But hey, it's bound to happen, especially with how this first one went. But just back to your point, Steph, on how this game was called, I think to compare it over to the Boston Carolina game, people are just beating each other up and nothing's getting called. And then this one, they said, no, 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 we're gonna let the stars be stars and let people that can score score. And I like that. I like that they set the tone early on so everyone understands, like, hey, this is going to be it. There were a couple calls I thought were a little soft, especially for the playoffs, like the ones on Mikheyev. He took two really rough ones. Like there was that one tripping one. We called it a bit of the McCabe can opener there,
Yeah.
Beaner. But
Old school
the second
McCabe.
one,
McCabe.
old school McCabe, yeah. But the second one there, that holding call was pretty soft. I don't know, but I'm just glad
Game
that
management.
I mean, there was we can get into that later, but I'm just glad that they were calling penalties and not just letting people beat each other up just because, oh, it's the playoffs. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on it.
Of course, it's Mikheyev
Even
though,
then.
right? Like, why is he getting 2 penalties?
That was my other
public
thing.
enemy
It's like-
number.
with Bunting out, why is Mikheyev taking on this role? Anyway, so let's talk about goals because the Leafs scored a lot of them and they were all nice.
Yeah.
First one, Steph, start us off.
Just the way I like it. You know, that big defender shot from the point, and no other than Jake Muzzin, Stanley Cup champion. You know, this guy knows how to play playoff hockey. This guy getting scratched as much as people thought he was going to be the 7th or 8th D down the lineup. No way. The second biggest thing I enjoy about this goal actually was that it was assisted by Cash Money, baby. Who
Mhm.
So always this is my opinion, the dark horse of the playoffs for the Leafs. He'll be definitely a huge difference maker. But yeah, Muzzin, man. Who other? So
Muzzin, man.
that was nice.
Yeah, that was a beautiful
man.
shot. And I mean, like we said, we had Muzzin scoring.
Do you know the
and we
Muzzin
had...
man?
Do you know the Muzzin man? I love it.
I know.
Muzzin scoring
man.
from there, and we had, like we mentioned before, Gio with a couple clappers from the blue line. It's nice to see them taking these shots, and I know, Steph, you've been asking for them for a while.
Yeah, Muzzy's at his best when he simplifies his game like that. He's hard in his own end in the corners, and he has a nice shot from the point. And if he keeps a simple game, he's extremely effective.
100%.
Quick interlude here. McDavid just made Jonathan Quick look like me in net.
Oh no, really?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, beautiful snipe. LA's still up 2-1, but sorry.
They started scrapping like literally at the whistle. Like Kopitar just like, I don't know, that as soon as our game ended, I literally just saw Kopitar like getting a little handsy with McDavid. So that's probably going to be a pretty rough series. Like if they're already like, you know, getting that frisky.
If the first little bit of the Carolina Boston game I saw, and then the first Leaf game and the first period of this game are any indication of what these playoffs are going to be, this is the best hockey that anybody has witnessed potentially ever.
Well, I mean, especially in context of coming out of 2 seasons where everybody was really just, we're trying to throw a season together as best as we can. You know, there's players fighting COVID on and off. People are having games delayed. We're playing condensed schedules. Like this is the first 82 game season we've had in a while, and everybody's really back into it. So yeah, this is the most goals per game we've seen in 25 years. This is amazing hockey that we're getting to see. It's a great point.
Yeah.
Just to round off the first period here, so the Lightning pretty much collapsed once they were unable to convert on this 5-minute power play. I mean, the Leafs had more scoring chances than they did. It was crazy. And then after that, we had Kucherov taking 2 minutes for cross-checking Brody and Sergachev. So we had this is his first of 2 of the basically exact same offense. Nylander coming in on a breakaway, and Sergachev is trying to tie him up and takes him down. And we go to the power play. I mean, weren't able to convert on it, but damn, it's nice. Because right after that was when Jake Muzzin scored.
Yeah. A lot of puck battles won for Toronto in the first period. They did not take their foot off the gas whatsoever. The blocks were crazy. I mean, Nylander had a huge block. Brody
Oh
goes
yeah.
on. Even Mikheyev dropping Maroon at one point. But the shots were pretty low for the first 8 for Toronto, 5 for Tampa. So that tells you a little story. Of course, the penalties, but yeah, what just wow.
Yeah, the first period, the Leafs played absolutely fantastic, and I mean, like we were saying before, just not giving Tampa any chance to get set up, limiting them to 5 shots, and they weren't great shots to begin with. So, was it in the first period that Stamkos fanned on that wide open net, or was it the
Yes, it
second?
was.
The first, yeah. Man, those Stamkos chants were great. So we had Stamkos getting the what is it, the Bronx chant and Vasilevsky. That doesn't happen too often.
On
in the
that
same
note,
game.
too, it took Tampa Bay 19 minutes to get their first even strength shot.
Oi,
Wow.
Everyone
Oi.
before that was on their power play.
That's crazy. So as far as chants went tonight, we heard MVP right off the puck drop. Lots of Go Leafs go. We had Stamkos, we had Vasi, there was I haven't soup. So much soup. Man, I haven't heard this many different chants. That arena was so loud.
Wait,
I
did he
love
get a
it.
shutout?
Did
He did.
Is this
I
the
don't
second
know,
time
man.
he's gotten a shutout and nobody cares? You know what I mean? Like, it's not the most important thing.
Right?
He was big when he
keeps
needed to
doing
be, though.
this. He keeps doing this. The Leafs win in front of him, and it's fantastic. And we go, oh yeah, they also didn't let in any goals.
He made timely saves, and when the pressure was coming on, he actually got really good face-offs too. So that's all that you can really ask from him.
Oh,
Jack
yeah.
Campbell is elite.
I
Remember,
knew you were gonna
guys.
say it.
Yeah.
Knew you were
Jack
gonna say it.
Campbell is elite.
When healthy, he is elite. Yes.
When
Yes.
healthy, yes. When healthy,
Steph's
any
been
goal
calling
should
it all
be.
year.
Yes, and tonight is perfect example, man. Like everyone played perfectly in front of him. I mean, you can pick on a few things here or there, but Campbell, everyone was feeling it, and when everyone else is feeling it, the building is loud. That's the one thing I want to just point off while we're on this point. I'm so happy the Scotiabank Arena was loud. We did not
Right.
want a bunch of in there quieting up the 300s level. Like it seemed like no one was shy. Everyone was on their feet as they should, celebrating the best season in franchise history and now game 1 at home for the first time since 2002. So yes, I'm so happy everyone has been, in it to win it, no doubting, and yeah.
In it to win it.
No offense to Freddie. I loved Freddie. He stood on his head a lot for the Leafs. But how refreshing is it that the saves that are supposed to be made are getting made?
Mm-hmm.
Yet again,
was
I don't
so
want to throw him
calm
under the
tonight.
bus, but Soup has looked so good.
Well, he is under the bus because I'm pretty sure as an anti is
He's out for the first 2 or 3 games, yeah.
Yeah.
But to Meaner's point, it just gives the whole team such a next level of confidence, knowing that guy behind you is going to make the saves that he has to make. It lets you play with more, you can take more chances that way.
100%.
Yeah.
Do you think Freddie looked at who they were going to face and saw it was the Bruins and decided he was going to skip a couple games?
Nope.
Again, yeah, no, guys, that groin
We love
thing,
Freddie.
I mean, the knee. It was the knee, right? Yeah. I can't play tonight.
He's scared of rats.
If you guys get to the next round, I'm there, though.
I gotta say, I had a bunch of anxiety because Leafs Twitter every game 1 of the playoffs versus the Stanley Cup 2-time champions. But while watching this game, I barely had anxiety, and that is rare.
Yeah.
Good
Like
for you.
the buildup. Well, the fans, and you know how it's so talked up. They made it worse than what it actually is. Like this game tonight was solid.
The first 3 minutes, I found they were a bit lullish. We were trying to feel each other out. The Leafs lost the first 5 face-offs, but after that, it was a completely different team.
I'm glad that you were able to remain calm, Steph, because I even mentioned in our live Discord chat, join us for every game. We're going to be, watching along. Even when there was 6 minutes left and it was 5-0, I was like, I'm not calm yet. Not until there's like 30 seconds left am I going to be like, okay, finally, okay, it's over. Because I don't know about you, but I've seen some shit happen.
This was an effort level that we've never seen, though.
No, of course. They could have played like that and done it so well all the way up until the last minute and 45 seconds and given up 6 goals. Like that's just
We are
entirely
scarred,
possible in
yes.
hockey.
It wasn't
I'm that
4-1 though,
scarred.
Johnny.
It wasn't.
1. And that's
But it
what
doesn't need
matters
to
the
be.
most.
That's something else they proved this year is it can be anything. And drop my
Distinction.
nails,
My
but anyway.
wife normally jokes that it looks like I'm gonna have a stroke when I'm watching the game because I'm so tense. Like ridiculously tense. It can be the first 2 minutes of the game, and I'm sitting here like white knuckle clutching my knees because we need a goal. But it's something about this team, and we've been saying it all year. All of us have said it. They seem different. They seem more
Exactly.
a single unit, right? Not just a bunch of people that are
Mhm.
playing together.
Yeah.
They are on a mission to prove everybody wrong. Every single interview that all of them have done has just shown that hey, they're not happy, they're not satisfied with what they've accomplished. They need to accomplish more, and this just goes to show it that our faith looks like it's well placed this year.
Yeah.
And accomplish more they did as the second period because we got to move on. Austin Matthews on the power play with a one-timer for the ages to forget his first of the postseason. The Rocket winner strikes. Oh my God, it was beautiful.
Yeah, I'm just so glad that they scored on the power play. This is what I've been asking for during the playoffs. And if the Leafs can be successful on special teams, I think that will definitely push them over the edge. And, you know, tonight, Tampa not scoring on 5 power play opportunities, we will not see that again. I
No.
bet you any money, right? Like that was kind of
Don't
don't
you
lucky
doubt our
there.
power kill.
Don't doubt the power kill,
Okay,
baby.
fine. Okay, fine.
I have
But
a
I'm just
question for
saying it's
you.
rare.
I have a question for all
Okay.
of you that I maybe Beaner might be able to answer, but I don't think any of us can answer. When was the last time we had a power play goal, a shorthand goal, and an even strength goal all in the same
For your
fucking
first
period?
3 goals. Yeah.
That's pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so somebody
sorry,
fact check us, look
getting
us up, but I'm calling the team hat trick. All right, power play goal, shorthanded goal, and even strength. And the fact that it was all in the same period, amazing. I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but that's incredible. That's like so cool.
So
Part
good.
of me wants to say the Colorado game in like October, November, when the Leafs just dummied them. I for some reason that game rings a bell to me, but I think we did it this year especially.
Just before we move on further here, because I just got another question in, and it's on the Kyle Clifford thing. So Fadi at Swifter_Brax, any chance Clifford could be suspended? I don't think he should, but the NHL has a funny way of working. I think he'll probably get a game.
If this would have happened in the third, I'd say yeah, he's probably going to get
Yeah.
a game. But the fact that it happened in the first and he was tossed, they probably will look at it saying, you know what, yeah, you deserved a game from that, but considering you missed 97% of the game, we're not going to give you anything else. That basically time served, right?
I
Also,
completely
I
agree
guess
with
he did
Peter.
basically miss a game.
Colton was
Sorry,
kind of
was
a
that something?
jackass the rest of the game too. So like, you know, if you just based on the fact that hey, the guy probably deserved to get bored, there you go. Like,
Okay.
There was no
He
injury
didn't-
either, so
And if he didn't get suspended for the bonk, he's not getting
the
suspended.
bonk. Well, maybe
The
that might
knighting?
add to it.
Very valid point.
Yeah,
we
because they
all
didn't. They said,
guaranteed
"Hey,
that.
hey, you know, we let you slide on the block. This one we'll give you a game for." That could have been a warning.
But they should
Maybe.
give Razor Ramon, aka Fat Pat, a fucking game if he does something too. Then right, because
Oh, probably.
he's not being any better. Like he's sneakier, but he'll do something dirty, him or Perry.
there'll be no games here.
No. By the way, I love that Johnny's drinking his water out of a mason jar. It looks like he's drinking shine.
Maybe he is.
Straight shine to calm his nerves after a game.
All right, so
Bathtub.
second period, about 5 minutes in here, Mikhail Sergachev takes another penalty for the exact same thing. This time on David Kampf coming in on a breakaway, and he holds him. But I think this time he got he got a cross-checking call on this one. But same deal. Leafs go back on the power play. Love it.
Sergachev looked such like Jake Gardner that whole game. I was like so pleased it wasn't us.
Yeah, and that was it was that one, and then Jan Ruda went for cross-checking on Mitch Marner, which put the Leafs on the 5-on-3, which everybody was like, oh, the dreaded 5-on-3. Leafs never score on this, but hey, baby, Matthews. So then,
Speaking of that 5-on-3,
Go
sorry,
on.
Johnny.
No, do it.
I don't recall seeing them having that setup before, having the two guys behind the net on either side.
That was nice, eh?
It was a really
Yeah.
smart play by Matthews too, because he held up going down to like the face-off dot because he saw the play developing, and by the time he got there, it was developed, and he was able to get that clean one-timer in.
Just perfect timing to get his speed
Yeah.
when he was coasting in and all his weight on that shot. Beautiful shot.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of Leafs who found themselves parked behind the opposing goaltender's net, and food for thought for later is that's like, given how much space, a lot, like I don't remember who exactly was in the in the back there, but this season has been right, like someone who's going to attack the net that way might serve them well to know how to do that, because if you have nobody around you, it's a fucking try.
Matthews has tried a few times.
There's someone who made playing behind the net very famous.
His office?
Yeah.
I wonder who that guy is.
Gretzky. He scored a couple goals from back there. I don't know why players don't use it more often.
That's how I scored all my goals in like any NHL video them any other way. So trash.
All right, so Leafs take 3 penalties in a row. One on Ilya Mikheyev, which we mentioned earlier was a Garbo holding call on Jan Ruda. Labushkin takes 2 for interference on Nick Paul. And then, Engvall and Hagel kind of got in a little roughing match there at the end of the second. But the first one there on Mikheyev is what led to the power kill to strike first here. Finally, in this, it's been a while. They've got 13 shorthanded goals coming into this game, but it's been a while since they scored one. There's kind of that stretch where they were just on fire. But here we are, the campfire, 3-0. Love it. Thank you for tweeting my picture out again, Steph. I love that. I love that one.
You look like Mario
Yeah,
Götze
everyone
is scoring the goal.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Southey, go ahead.
As nice as Camp's goal was, that was all Marner. He was behind the Leafs net. He saw the big hit was coming. He took it, still made that pass. Obviously, Camp scored. But maybe in the regular season, Marner doesn't quite take that hit. But in the playoffs, it's a whole different animal. And you saw the whole team sacrificing their body for plays like that.
Yeah.
Steph, what about you?
I'm just so glad Cam got it by Vasilevsky.
Oh, yeah.
This is not the first 8 options that come to mind on this roster to get it by Vasilevsky, and wait for the power kill to set the tone. Game 1, right? And to let all of Leafs Twitter and Insta and everywhere out there that the power kill was coined by Leafs Late Night. So you heard it here first a couple months ago. I know it's floating around, it's trend, but you heard it, folks.
Hell yeah, you did.
Did you see sorry, Johnny, did you see the breakdown on the intermission of Camp's shot?
When he settled the puck down?
How deceptive he was with the stick. And Bieksa, one of the few things he says that I agreed with, broke it down how even just being around a player like Matthews can have such a profound effect on everybody. Because coming in, the way he had his stick, the way the blade was positioned was as if he was going to go crossbody towards Vasilevsky's glove. And as he was flexing his stick at the last minute, he changed the angle of the blade. So Vasky had already bit glove, which opened up the blocker. It's just, I love seeing little things like that when they can catch it on video and break it down. It's awesome.
That is really cool. I was just going to, that's a technical way to break it down. I was just going to say his best friend Kasha's back in the lineup, so he was probably feeling good.
Together.
Right?
It's like Country
they
Medicine
came up
City
together. Yeah. So then Mitch Marner picking off a beauty one to close the period off and make it 4-0. Like, what is going on? Twitter was erupting. Scotiabank Arena is erupting. The Maple Leaf Square is just going absolutely wild. Like, this is not what anybody expected coming into this game.
The first headline, Marner breaks 18-game playoff drought. Of course.
Yeah.
Magic Mitch.
What a play by Riley behind the net, though. See him coming. Obviously, Mitch was clapping his stick like no other, but great assist by Riley.
Marner's so loud on the ice, eh?
Yeah.
Sorry, what's that? What was that, Darty?
I just said Riley showed his veteran status on his team. Like he's playing like an absolute gentleman of the Leafs organization, and he went out there. He got a little fisticuffs. It looks like his fists were a little bloody, so I don't like that necessarily because, like, obviously I don't want him to get hurt, but at the same time, like he saw that Leafs passion in his eyes, in all of them. But it was just nice to see that we do forget Riley has been on this. I said he's been on this team. He was in the locker room when that moment I keep always referring to with Phil Kessel going, good one, Randy. Like he was a part of that, right? So it's like it's good to see like passion. All right.
He's hungry.
Forever. There you go.
Yeah. Beaner?
Bean?
He's the only one who's been there through everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The only one. So it's awesome to see. And I don't know if it's the extra confidence from the contract that he got or what, but he's taken a big step this year and it's noticeable.
It is. He was so solid
left
tonight.
Yeah.
What's that, Steph?
He's the last guy left. He wants to win.
Yeah. I mean, he was in the organization.
So many partners.
He was in the organization when the collapse against Boston happened. I know he wasn't playing, but I mean, he's been here through all of that. He was drafted in 2012.
And he wants to be here. Like this guy could have let his contract go out and get a huge ticket, but he wants to be a Maple Leaf. He wants to win here, and he's proving it on the ice right now.
It also helps that his girlfriend is a massive Leafs fan.
Thanks, Tess.
Yeah.
And I was joking that that little zoom in on his knuckles when they were bloody was just for her.
Yeah. Flex.
It's funny. I made a note the other game when the Leafs got smacked by Tampa that they would not have an opportunity to score 5 power play goals in a playoff game, and there wouldn't be 110 plus penalty minutes. There were 113 penalty minutes tonight. So I stand extremely corrected. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
113 penalty minutes when all was said and done. There are a lot of penalties here to go through. Like the third period, I mean, the second period alone was bad, but the third period is just a disaster. We had people tossed. Like
I gotta say though.
Anyway,
yeah,
a lot of 10-minute ones. That's what added up to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Steph?
Period when things got a little cray and people going after, we had Riley and Maroon and going after Simmons, and Simmons just, this was very surprising, and this just shows how smart this guy is. He knows not to engage, especially on game 1, and just let it go, glide away. Huge smile on his face. He already knows what they're saying. He already friend Cliffy get booted, like we need these types of guys in the lineup, and I was very impressed with Simmons today with how he handled the third period.
But he got tossed anyway. That's what I don't understand is he was smiling and skating away, and then they pan the camera around and just chaos erupts behind him. Everybody is fighting, and he's like, I'm fine. But yeah, everyone was him out anyway.
Everyone was calm 1 second and
with it though.
He came back.
He came back, but like they immediately, it was him and who else got?
Everybody that was in that altercation at that point got tossed. Riley, Simmons, everybody.
Oh, LaBouche
could have been a lot worse.
Here, you bums.
Yeah, it could have been worse.
10 times worse. There could have been a bloodbath on the ice, but instead it was on Stamkos's jersey and Rutta's face or whoever got slashed there. I'm just glad got the Leafs anyways. And they handled it, right? At the end of the day, you have minutes left and they won't stop. Yeah, you're gonna get agitated. And people are booted. It's 5-0 in the game. Obviously you don't want to let that happen next game, but yeah.
The thing I was most impressed with was as soon as somebody came after JT, he just stepped back and Simmons came in. And we were all talking in our chat. We're like, why are Simmons, Engvall, and JT out together? And then as soon as JT gets touched, Engvall and Simmons jump in. They're like, no. And I'm like, oh, they're protecting the captain? Spencer doesn't have to defend everybody? What is going on? I love this team.
Yeah.
It was so great.
Engvall right in there. This tough guy, man. Like, tonight, obviously it's not like previous years. This team is different. We're on repeat, right? Like they start something and they close it out. You know, like that 8-1 game, like just burn that page. You know, this
Yeah.
is
That was nothing.
completely different. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Tough and
what?
sexy. All right, Engvall looked like one of those Latin lovers out there. Like when he had like Buddy's neck in his hands, and I'm like, man, like, why are you so freaking attractive, bud? Like Jesus, like you kind of needed a little bit of a bloody face. I was like, this guy, like, were you in a fight or were you on like one of those romance novels? But he was like, not only is he good look, got a good strong fist too, because it was nice to see the giraffe like show some hustle.
Oh yeah. And how about how about to close it off? Andre Vaseline with a little slip up behind the net there.
Andre Vaseline.
Unusual play by him, but good read
No
by
kidding.
Matthews, obviously. But
A little bit of a Marc-Andre Fleury play there. Anyway, coughs it up behind his own net. Matthews jumps on it and whoops. 5-0.
Speaking of Andre Vaseline, I just want to remind you guys that we picked up Jack Campbell as a backup for Anderson. All right, so a guy that Dubas picked up as a backup goaltender is outshining Andre Vesnilevsky.
Also, a guy that Dubas picked up as a fourth line potential prospect who just won most points by a rookie in the season in Michael Bunting. Congratulations.
yes, we brought up the point earlier how much the Leafs were playing behind Vasilevsky. Do you think that was a game plan going in? Because obviously in front of him, this guy is so big. He's so good laterally moving, like he sees everything. But behind him, you can have guys sneaking in like Matthews and Marner, and they scored a few goals like that. That must have been a game going in.
Had to be.
I think so.
Yeah,
You
they
always go
definitely
after a
watched a lot of
tank.
Vasilevsky game tape before they came into this one. Yeah. Man,
It's the delays here. I apologize for jumping in. I get
Oh,
a
no
lot of
problem.
dead space on my side, so like my shit internet. Sorry, folks.
don't worry about it. So Leafs own the faceoff dot 28-23. I love whenever JT takes the circle and they put the stat up that it's like at least a 65% chance that he's going to win it. It's like, okay, thanks, John Tavares for being Justin. What am I talking about here?
Justin.
It's
Very
okay. I'll just
impressive.
We're
Noted
getting
Leafs
names
captain
wrong.
noted Leafs captain Justin Tavares.
After losing their first 5 draws of the game, that is a pretty impressive stat.
Yeah, because then I mean, if they won by 5, that's great. Shots, Leafs 33-24. Hits 56-36 for Tampa. Oh my God, this was a physical game, but I don't really trust these hit counters that much, or like what they consider a hit and what they don't. Because when I was watching this, yeah, Darty, that's a great little emote for this. Because I saw there were plays where the Leafs had like 1, 2, 3 hits in a row and getting the puck back and turning it around. So, I mean, sure, Tampa threw more, but I think the Leafs were better about it and more meaningful with it. They blocked shots, like we said too. So
I thought what was impressive was the Leafs, like they finished their checks when it was there. They weren't going out of the way and getting themselves out of the play to finish hits, but they were doing it in a smart way and like a punishing way. Those things are going to add up when it comes to game 4, 5, 6.
oh, of course.
Yeah.
And Beaner, do they count
Yes.
reverse hits? Because the Leafs I count at least 5 or 6 where the Leafs just stopped and let the guys fucking run into them and get decked. Like they must be learning from Papi Chulo's Culo Grande, because they love to just like, oh, sorry, you just ran into my behind.
Eat that ass.
They definitely do. Like Peter Forsberg perfected that, right?
Yes.
I remember back in the day that was all he did because guys were trying to run him over from behind. But it's hard to lay hits when you have the puck the whole game. You can't hit when you have the puck, right? So definitely, I don't have the number in front of me because I didn't think about finding it before I started talking about it. But the Leafs definitely led in possession. Even the broadcast was talking about that all night.
Oh yeah, they were all over the place with it, and like I said, defensively and forechecking was just fantastic.
Darty, your favorite stat?
Deserve
you know
to
what?
win a meter.
I didn't even want to bring it up. I looked it up ahead of time and I was like, oh God, he's gonna say it. He's gonna say it.
91.8%.
Oh my God, isn't it shot attempts and whatever you said it was last time?
Time of possession and
Yeah.
It matched
Yeah.
my eye test perfectly, so I was okay with that. I saw that, I was like, perfect. I'm not complaining.
All right, so since we're live, feel free to send us questions in the chat here on YouTube if you are with us there. Otherwise, we are out of questions, and we are going to premiere something super fun here on the show. Thank you to our guest who filled in while I was gone, working with Southey on a fun Christmas movie.
Hey yo.
But Marty Zylstra, aka Darty, what do you want to call him today?
Isn't he like Austin Rocket Richard Matthews now, or
Yeah, he's got something new now. I can't keep track of them.
not? Like I didn't tell him to do that,
Rocket.
right?
Austin Matthews Rocket at TML Fan and Van. Marty Zylstra has been so kind as to let us premiere one of his new tracks, Out of Control. So you are hearing that here first. Here it is in all its glory. Thank you, Marty, for letting us do this. Out of Control.
We met on the ice. It was almost 18 below. All your friends were nice. The game was over when you scored that goal. So here we go. It's moments like these. Nothing comes close. So here we go. It's moments like these. Nothing comes close, yeah. You were on the phone. We were screaming out of control. Are you all alone? It was getting out of control. Out of control.
Awesome. Love that. Thank you, Marty, so much for letting us premiere that here. Love the hockey tracks. I love that there's a hockey anthem vibe to everything that you do. It's just so much fun. So Steph, go ahead.
You said the original lyrics were.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we were allowed to say that, but yeah, Marty let us say that the original lyric there was "Go Leafs Go," and I like that so much better. But we'll you heard some little insider tips here.
But he lives out in Van City, so he knew that like tire fires would start if that got released. So with those lyrics,
yeah, we know how they do out there with their riots. Anyway, sorry. Is it too soon? It's been like 12 years since that happened. Anyway, so Leafs win, fantastic, taking game 1-0. We'll be back live again for the next game, which will be super fun. But we've got a couple things to do here before we head out. One of which is give away an Austin Matthews jersey. And the other one is go through some predictions here for the other brackets. We're going to give you all our picks and see how we all do here, because it's part of doing shows like this, right? And there was something else we wanted to touch on, some signings.
Yes, a couple prospects.
Cool. So what should we start with here? Let's start with the other brackets. What's going on here? What's going on around the league? So tonight we had Boston and Carolina. Sorry, I'm just pulling up the games. 1 second, I had them.
St. Louis and Minnesota.
Thank you.
Start of the second, Edmonton had just tied it up, and then LA just went and scored another one to go up 3-2.
Ooh, and it's 3-0 St. Louis. Hurricanes winning 5-1 over the Bruins. So what do you guys like so far? Let's start with the East. Atlantic, yeah, to start.
I like that the Carolina Hurricanes won 5-1 tonight. Oh my god, with Antti Raanta and net.
So
I'm surprised.
If we're doing Atlantic,
I have it up. Sorry.
All good. If we're doing Atlantic, I'm picking the Leafs, clearly.
Yep.
And I believe I had them set in 6. I'm picking the Capitals in 7
Ooh, baby.
over the
See,
Panthers.
okay. So
And-
let's leave it there for now. So
Okay.
we'll do the. So you've got Leafs in how much?
6.
Leafs in 6, and Caps in 7.
Yep.
I am gonna say Leafs in 5, Caps in 6. Southey, go ahead. You're muted, bruh.
Grid.
Now you're muted. Oh, there we go.
God damn it.
So,
Oh, no.
Darty, how about we'll start with you while Southey fixes his audio here.
Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you this right now, though, because I just want, if I bring it into the ether or the app or whatever, like at least then, like nothing I ever predict actually comes true, right? That's I fucking hope. Usually it's never like this, all right. But I thought the Leafs were gonna lose this game and they would go on to win the next 4, and then in my life said no, the Leafs will win this game and go on to lose the next 4. So I was like, no, don't do that to me right now. So I'm really hoping the Leafs actually continue to hold their guns and stick to it. I don't expect them to win every single game, but I'm saying the Leafs in 5. I said the Leafs in 5, so I'm gonna stick to that. And Capitals versus Panthers, though, that's a tough one, right? Because like the Panthers are the best team in the regular season, right? So we should expect them to be great, but then it's Ovi. And it's Wilson,
Curse
right?
of Joe Thornton.
Joe Thornton's his own curse, all right? Hey, we're so good in the standings, right, coach? It's like
Exactly.
I'm sorry, I
He's
love
on
Joe
Florida.
Thornton.
That's the point.
I love Joe Thornton, but it's like, come on, man. Like, you're how old now? And that's like who taught him to play like that? Like mentally,
San Jose.
Like this
All
is a
of
lazy
that,
way.
They did that. San Jose did that every year. They were so good in the regular season, and they'd be gone in the first round because they.
If I said it
thought
to any of my coaches growing up, I would have been permanently benched. Like,
So who do you got here, Daddy?
So I'm saying Capitals over. Like I am saying Capitals over Panthers. I'm saying Leafs over late night. Like like we're homers. And are we moving on to?
Do people think we're homers?
I think people think all Leafs podcasts are the huge homers. But are we going on to Carolina, Boston, talking about them yet or no?
Just these two for now.
Just these two.
Okay. Yeah. So Leafs and I'm saying Leafs and Capitals. Move ahead.
Okay. Steph, what about you?
Leafs in 6, Panthers in 5.
Ooh.
I completely agree with Steph. That's exactly my picks.
Okay, so we've got 3 for Washington, 2 for Florida. The only difference here, really, apart from games.
I'll say Washington 6. I
Okay.
didn't give you a timeline. Washington 6.
And 6, got it. All right, so Beaner, we'll come back to you here. Carolina, Boston, and Rangers, Pittsburgh.
Carolina in 6. And the Rangers in 5.
Ooh. I'm going to go...
Shesterkin.
Yeah. As much as I like Crosby, playoff Crosby, it's like Shesterkin and Kreider's having an insane year, and he's not even the best guy on that team. I just say that because he was the best guy on my fantasy team outside of Matthews. I'm going to say Carolina takes this. No. I'm going to say Boston takes this because it's Boston, and Carolina doesn't have Freddie right now. I'm going to say Boston comes back and wins this in 7, but the Rangers take Pittsburgh down in 6. So continuing the circle here, Darty, what do you think?
I've never been on board with Carolina ever since they got rid of Dougie Hamilton, and it was nice that they picked up Tony D, even though he's like a huge egg, but that's never stopped me from liking anybody. All right, like it's Tony DeAngelo, he's tough, and I just think Boston's just one of those sneaky teams. I told you that I think they're like assassins. Like they look weak, and then all of a sudden they come in and just stab you, and you're like, oh shit. Like it's just Boston, you know. So I'm thinking Boston either 6 or 7. I know you want me to pick, so I'll pick 6, but I honestly think Boston 7. But
okay.
And then Rags versus the Capitals, the biggest pretenders, because they got rid of Tony DeAngelo, and they're secretly very soft, even though they have Fox, and they still have Trouba.
Yep.
Yeah,
but I always thought they were missing that one other piece, which was I was like, man, when they got rid of Tony D, I'm like, you picked your goaltender over And like sometimes you just need an asshole on your team. Case in point, Cal Clifford. And
I'm sorry if it's
and-
Tony D'Angelo or Igor Shesterkin, I'm taking Igor Shesterkin any day.
but goaltenders are the most like you can't win with goaltenders sometimes, right? Like I'm not mean like win as in like actually win a game. Sometimes like they're very mental, right? Like case in point, Patrick Waugh or Robin Leonard, right? Like if you're gonna choose someone on your team over anybody else, don't choose a goaltender. You are going to lose because the goaltenders are crazy. Sorry, Bean. and and I'd rather have a crazy defenseman than a crazy goaltender. All right. And sorry, that's just my opinion. Roast me. I don't care. I've just seen it too many times. I love Patrick Waugh. And
Okay.
and so I'm not picking the Rags again because they are missing something. And then the Penguins are also kind of like that Boston sneaky. They still have two assassins on their team, Malkin and Crosby. And those guys play
Right.
dirty, surprisingly. They have not they have not gotten any weaker. They're very dirty players.
St. Patrick
True.
can't hear you as he has his 4 cup rings plugged into his ears.
Take that, Jeremy Roenick.
All right, Steph, how about you?
Boston in 6 and Rangers in 6.
Okay.
Rangers, I think they make the best pickup at trade deadline. Getting Andrew Kopp there was really good
forgot they
for
did
them.
that.
Geo is better.
Yeah.
Well,
For
yeah,
the
but
Leafs, yeah.
for the position that the Rangers are in, they're just when you've got that grade of goaltending and you've got some star defensemen coming up and Adam Fox, like just load up on forwards. Why don't you?
Yeah. Pittsburgh was dropping a whole bunch of games the last month. They kind of screwed one of my weeks in fantasy, which ended me losing one of my leagues. I don't know what was going on with them, but I don't know. So I choose Rangers.
Okay, Savi.
I got Carolina in 6 because I trust Rob Brindamore's coaching. These guys are playing a really, really smart system. They buy into everything he says. They're a tough team to play. And then I got the Rangers in 7. Pittsburgh is missing Jari for the first 2 or 3 games, and I think that's what's going to tip the scales. Had he been playing from game 1, I probably would have picked Pittsburgh in 6, but as it is, I got Rangers in 7.
Okay, so that takes us over to the West. Let's start with the other side. LA and the Oilers and Calgary, Dallas. Beaner.
So judging by what I'm seeing here, I'm going to have to say that Edmonton LA is going 7 games because Edmonton just tied it up 3-3.
Oh, no.
Oh, this game is wild. I'm going to say Edmonton pulls it out, but in 7 games.
Okay.
And then the Flames are going to win it in 5.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I don't think Dallas, as well as they've been built for the playoffs in the past couple of years, like they play a good shutdown game like we saw with the Islanders too. I just don't think they can stop Calgary. I mean, Calgary's built top to bottom. Like Markstrom's been fantastic. That first line is just absolutely insane. Their defense are great. Like they're not stopping Daryl Sutter's Flames. So I'm saying the Flames in 4. I don't think Dallas is going to win a game. And that's going to be probably the only.
No, there's going to be a sweep in the other part of the West.
I know which one you're thinking of, and I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be. And Edmonton, LA. I'm going to say LA in 7.
Wow. Who the heck do you think is sweeping?
I'm going bold on this one.
Yeah, I'm liking it.
And Darty, go for it.
I honestly like the only team I think would be sweeping is Calgary. The others I think might surprise you. I don't know why. I think there's a lot of life left in those other brackets. I'm not sure if we moved on to them yet, but we're just doing Calgary and Dallas right now.
Calgary, Dallas, and Edmonton, LA.
I just feel like hasn't Dallas's goaltending kind of been shaky, unless I'm incorrect.
Yeah, I mean, who do they have? Otter and
Ottinger and Wedgwood.
Wedgwood, right?
But just Calgary's an absolute wagon. I just feel like Calgary will outmuscle them. Like again, Sleepy Joe Pavelski can play a stand-up game against like a team that's on their last breath, like the Golden Knights. But Calgary's, I don't know, like unless they can somehow stump Calgary, I just don't see it.
Sleepy Joe quietly had his first 80-point season this year.
He did.
Yeah, like it was a nice little background grab for him. But, sorry,
but last time Dallas went to the Stanley Cup Finals, though, he was trash and garbage, which is like why I was talking about how these all right, like it should be more reason for the Leafs fans to be upset that we didn't beat the Habs, all right, like, but Oilers in LA, that's gonna be a slugfest. It's going 7. That's going unless something terrible happens, like to huge injury or something. Like I think that's going 7. But again, it's also Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. I ability that they just somehow outshine Anze Kopitar. And is Drew Doughty still playing, or is he done?
It's done.
No, he's done.
So who do they have for who's like defenseman then on LA?
Alex Edler.
Yeah.
And wasn't he like
Sean
big
Jersey.
for like Vancouver? Like
Jersey, yeah.
But I haven't seen him in a while. All right, yeah. Oilers in
Jersey's on
6.
PP1.
Oilers in 6. Sorry, yeah.
Phil
Oilers in
Deneau,
6.
baby. Phil Deneau, the offensive defenseman. He's gonna the defensive offenseman. I don't know what to call him.
He's gonna be too busy eating a greasy
The guy
wheel.
who could shut down anybody in the playoffs like he did last year, but also scored more than 50 points this year instead of like 5 goals, and we were all touting him as being fantastic. So I think between Kopitar and Deneau, don't count them out. Like they're going to be able to shut down a lot of offense there because Edmonton's like, unless they can get it going, they're not that consistent. So
I don't know.
Who do you have in 7, Darty?
I was saying the Oilers in LA would go to 7, but then I just I said like I still had Doughty. I like Doughty, right? So I don't pay attention to the West that
6.
much. So I said 6.
Okay, so Steph, go ahead.
I stand by my position that Dallas will get swept by any team that faces them. So Calgary in 4.
Thank you.
And Edmonton in 7.
Okay, I think I'm the only one on LA. I love it.
Yeah.
And Southey, close us off.
I have Calgary in 5 because I think Dallas will squeak one out. But for Edmonton and LA is the lowest scoring playoff team going into this, whereas Edmonton has obviously Leon and Connor McDavid, and I have them in 5 games. Depending they can get the goaltending that they need, I think they can pull this off in 5.
If Mike Smith can keep it up, man, like that could be the difference maker here.
Yeah.
You got a 40-year-old goalie against a 36-year-old goalie. Also, when did Jonathan Quick all of a sudden become 36 years old? I feel like this guy was a kid last I remember.
Time flies when you're having fun. And getting old.
Flies.
Winning cups.
All right, so last one here. We've got Big Bad Colorado against Nashville, who is sorrowsless, and Marc-Andre Fleury and the Minnesota Wild against the St. Louis Blues. Beaner, what do you think?
Wild are going to win in 6.
Okay.
And the Avs are going to sweep Nashville.
Ooh.
Definitely.
See, I think
Saros is missing the first 2 games for sure.
Yep.
the first 2. Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
wasn't
you're
sure
going to
what the
put
update
David
was.
Riddick in net against Colorado?
Did you see the play he made the other night where he went to go catch the puck and he turned and ran straight into the net? That was amazing.
That was like Matthews
Austin
skating into the
Matthews.
crossbar.
Big
Exactly
save,
like
Dave.
Matthews skating
Just
into
want
the
to taste
crossbar.
it. Just want to taste it.
Yeah, no, great
Low in
question.
iron.
Yep. Colorado
Iron's
is
low.
sweeping Nashville. I don't care that Duchesne had a great year. I don't care that
Bold.
Philip Mustache Forsberg had a great year. This will be the sweep. And then Minnesota is going to beat the Avs in the
What
next
about
round.
Roman Yossi? What about Tanner Jeannot? Like they've got a really good, solid team
Kale
together.
McCarr, Mikko Rantanen, Gabe
I'm not saying they're
Landeskog's
gonna-
coming back.
I'm not saying they're winning the
Nazem
series, but I'm
Kadri.
saying I don't think they're going to
Yeah.
get swept.
Kadri will get suspended.
I was just going to say Kadri is one rough play from missing
He'll be
all of the
suspended.
first round.
Yeah, exactly.
We all know this. So all you got to do is just send somebody after Kadri, shut him down. McKinnon's turning into kind of a hothead too. Like, I honestly think with the year that Roman Yossi's had, they might be able to squeak out 2 games against them. But at the end of the day, Colorado's going to win this. Their goaltending's just not as great as everybody talks about McCarr and McKinnon and how great these guys are. We just forget about the fact that Darcy Kemper is not that good. Like, and also not very playoff tested. So
Fair point.
whatever. I don't think they're as a lock for a sweep. So I'm going to say it's going to go 6 games with Colorado, but they're still going to win it. And for Minnesota and St. Louis, oh man, this is a tough one because St. Louis is a really deep team, but Minnesota's got some firepower.
Kaprizov and Fleury.
Yeah, honestly, that's where I'm leaning because St. Louis doesn't like Husso's been good, but man, this is gonna be a tough series. I think this one might go 7. You know what? I'll say Minnesota in 6. Darty, go ahead.
Oh, you know what? I actually do agree. Like anytime Beaner says something, I actually agree with his facts. All right, I agree with everything he says on paper. The problem is that Mikko Rantanen, Gabriel Landeskog, and Nathan McKinnon are all made of glass, and they're playing a team known as Smash. And at some point, if they can't win 4 straight games, one of those guys is going to get injured, and Kadri's going to go to jail. Like, it's not going to collect $200. He's not going to end up on boardwalk.
Will not pass
He's going to be jail, right? Like,
Kadri's going to be walking home.
Colorado's
going to be walking home from the game, and Gary Batman is going to pull him off the street.
The other
what did I
Sleepy
say
Joe.
about last time?
But no, like there's a really solid chance that the Avalanche could sweep against the Predators. But I just like what we're seeing, everywhere throughout the league now. This is playoff hockey, all right. And Nathan McKinnon, his vegetable diet, and his what do you call it? His snap pea crisps are not going to save him when he gets boarded by somebody. So I don't know, man. Like I said, if everything works out on paper, I'll shake hands, and I'll, as a hockey fan and a man of my word, Avalanche, you're right, they swept in 4. But I said I'm just worried that like Smashville is going to be Smashville, and everything that can go wrong will go wrong for the Avalanche. And so my take is Smashville in 6. Okay, and then Minnesota,
baby,
wow,
let's go! I love it.
Minnesota versus St. Louis. I really like Minnesota. I really like Fleury, but I don't know. There's something about that O'Reilly guy, possibly because he plays 3 sports. All right. Have you not noticed does he not look a lot like Jonas Valanciunas and Travis Kelce?
Yeah, that picture was great. Nice find.
All right. But no, I feel like St. Louis is aching for one more, I think that's the game that's the series that'll go to 7. I think of all of them, the St. Louis versus Minnesota will go to 7, and it makes just good goaltending.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, St. Louis is just so deep. I mean, you brought up Tom, what's his name? O'Reilly. There's Thomas. There's Barbashev. Like they've got a lot of guys through that lineup that are, all 50-ish point scorers this season. So it's
and Tarasenko, right?
There.
They still have Tarasenko.
Yeah,
he came out of nowhere, right? Like he was supposed to be a couple years ago, absolutely amazing, and then he got injured, and then we weren't expecting him to be anything, and all of a sudden he's something again, right? Like
yeah,
they have 8 players with at least 20 goals. Sorry.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, you and I were both and Jordan Kyrou. You and I were basically just trading off through the entire St. Louis lineup on our fantasy teams all year. Like as soon as one of us dropped one, the other one picked them up.
Yeah.
Because they were just consistent scorers. And I think that's something that's really dangerous in the lineup, especially when, like we've talked about with Minnesota, they spent a lot of money on Kirill Kaprizov. There's not a lot else deeper in that lineup. Like, I mean, I don't see Minnesota play a lot. Who else do they have deeper in their lineup? I'm not familiar with it. While we're doing this, Steph, if you're looking it up, Southey, you want to go first there? Yes,
I have Colorado in 5 because I think they have the horses to really take this. Saros is out for the first few games. Nashville's offense just cannot match Colorado's offense, obviously. Nashville has great defense, but I don't think that will win them any more than 1 game. And for Minnesota, St. Louis, I think that's going to be the closest playoff series in this first round. I have St. Louis taking it in 7. I love Marc-Andre Fleury, one of my favorite goaltenders, but St. Louis seems like they're kind of on a mission. They have O'Reilly. They have the pedigree from a few years ago. and I think that will carry them over them in Game 7.
Man, it's like I hesitated on saying it was going to go 7, and then everybody else is like, "Oh, it's 7." I'm like, shit, I just stuck with my gut. Anyway, could have been. I just like to be part of the group. No,
Hey,
Minnesota
Beaner,
6, I'm still
if
sticking
I'm
with it.
wrong, and I know I am going to be wrong about the Colorado series, I will. I'll send you all my. You can for Starbucks or Tim Hortons. I'll e-transfer you my, my rewards points. All right. If you're feeling bougie, you can take the Starbucks, but
You heard it here.
All right, so Steph, what depth pieces were we forgetting about on Minnesota?
Sorry, I just
Or here, do your
part
picks.
there.
Do your pick first.
Foligno,
Yeah.
Hartman, Fiala.
Oh, Fiala. Yeah. Okay, cool.
In my bracket, Colorado, but after this talk, I'm honestly gonna change my mind
Oh, you're
and pick
amazing.
in
Wow.
6. Totally agree. Once that core goes down, they're gonna be lit up into flames.
I love this.
Minnesota, St. Louis. This is tough. And the only thing that pushed Minnesota over the edge for me was the goaltending. I think if Binnington starts a couple of games out of the series, that's what's going to bring them down. And if Binnington drops these games, and
It's unfortunate
because he's the guy who had them all, right? But here he's unable to bounce back for some reason. I don't know what's happening with him. So yeah.
Southey, you wanna get in on this? You and I versus Steph and Darty.
Oh, obviously.
Colorado wins, they give us Tim cards. Nashville wins, we give them Tim cards.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love
it's on
this.
for sure.
Sounds good.
I'm a degenerate
this is
gambler, of
great.
course.
I'm a degenerate gambler.
it's going to be the team to surprise.
People in the playoffs, and the big dog going down first. I think maybe.
I love this. Okay, so we will revisit all of these picks once the first round is wrapped up. I mean, we'll have to kind of sporadically do this because some will be done before others.
Yes.
But with that, let's move on because we're at an hour 10 here.
Holy
let's
shit.
give away I know, right? Let's give away a jersey.
Do it.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Let's
Finally.
do it. So, Steph, if you want to just take it away for a sec and then kind of, take it away for
Yeah.
a sec. I want to get some people in here so we know that we're giving away.
Thank you, everyone who subscribed since last Friday and shared the episode, gave you reviews, their ratings, everything. It's been awesome. The reason why we're doing this is to show a little bit of an appreciation
Adding
us to your regular routine. We know Leafs late night every single game, and we post a lot, so we definitely appreciate everyone tuning into the show and joining the Discord, following us on Twitter, Instagram, all of the above. So we hope to do more of this in the future, especially if the show grows, and all of those ratings and reviews really help. So thank you again.
So all of the entries I have
down on
extremely fair, so
I'm just going to put the possible numbers into a number randomizer, and whoever's number pops up, I will just look on the Excel sheet, and that is the winner. So
Can you share your screen for that or no?
yeah,
Let's just do it. Let's be all official.
scoring one.
This is totally legal, and everybody has to answer the interesting question. All right.
Yeah.
Yes, this is not gambling.
We are nothing but fair here.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
love that multiple window.
Let's hope we get the blue
Can you
screen.
see
Yeah, we've got it there now.
Okay, so all the entries are here. Let's get a drum roll.
Yeah, let me get it. Hit it.
Winner is number 50, and 50 is number. The winner is at Sky_Blue34. Congratulations,
Woo!
Sky. You are the winner of the
Imagine
Austin
that's-
Matthews jersey.
That's awesome. Thank
Burner
you so
account.
much, Sky Blue. Thank you,
so much,
everybody.
everyone. Take it away.
Sorry. Yeah. No, sorry. I was going to say thank you, everybody, for entering and for leaving reviews. It really helps us here at the show. It helps us climb up in those different charts. That gets us seen by more people and hopefully gives us more resources to bring you more things like tonight, how we are live on YouTube and we did our live watch along on Discord. There are many more things like this we'd like to bring you, like being live on Twitter and other platforms, but they're not super easy to be able to do, especially on the budget that we currently have for the show. So thank you so much for supporting us. It means everything. And we'll have more contests moving forward and things like that, and ways you can help out. Another thing I wanted to add is with our we have shifted platforms where we are hosting our podcast. And there is an option to have a very low cost paid subscription. You can do it as low as 99 cents a month to have access to different special episodes that we would do. And I just want to know if that's something that anybody would be interested in, whether that would be, if we do separate betting episodes or prospect talk ones, or even Darty's morning dart. If you wanted more of us than the Leafs late night post game show, let us know, and maybe we'll explore that for next season. We can add, like I said, it's as low as like 99 cents a month would be what we could do, and have access to that extra content. So let me know. We can do things like that.
The only issue I see is we might have to actually start wearing pants, and then
Oh yeah, since we're on video here, what was everybody wearing for the game? What have you actually here first before we do that? Do you guys have any superstitions on wearing things for games? Yes, Darty, what do you got?
I'm wearing this Austin Matthews t-shirt right now, but for the game was just like a classic outfit and slacks and a Jace hat. I don't wear any Leafs paraphernalia on me because I know, unless I'm at a game, I know somehow I feel like it causes bad juju. In fact, oftentimes I'll wear a Golden Knights hat or something, or some team that's not even in it, right? Just to I feel like much like I'm smothering them, I don't know.
We may be the unpopular ones there, but I'm the same. I mean, I was wearing my Leafs hat, but I've got this black sweater on. I'm wearing Roots black track pants. To be fair, it's not what's on top, but what's on underneath that counts sometimes. And I'm wearing Leafs boxers, so
I'm very selective about what I wear. I bought a jersey when the Leafs first played Boston and they had the huge collapse, and that jersey was a curse for me, so I had to retire it this year. And my girlfriend bought me this one, the Matthews authentic jersey, and ever since I've worn it, every game they've won. So I only busted out for really important games. Tonight I have the hat and the jersey.
Nice. Steph, what about you?
Didn't leave the house, so it's just jersey for me. But if town, you guys know I would be decked out with the tattoos and everything I own. Just wearing everything, like maybe 100 t-shirts at once, just looking like the Michelin Man,
Scaring everyone around you. God bless you, Steph.
Yeah.
Unreal.
So it's just the simple jersey for me, just because.
All right, we saved what we'll call the best for last here. Beaner, show us what you are rocking for the game.
I'm making up for you and Darty, that's for sure. So I've got a couple years ago they made these t-shirts for all the different NHL teams, and it's the logo, but instead of being the color of the logo, it's the nation's flag in the back. So I've got a Toronto Maple Leafs Canada shirt on underneath. I've got my Riley Next Gen jersey on.
Nice.
I've got my Wendell Clark Major League sock on one foot. I've got my Johnny Bauer Major League sock on the other foot. And for special occasions, I break out the Marlies ring.
Oh, baby.
Hey,
look at that goalie flexibility too. Just putting your legs
Bling, bling.
And then obviously the big house hat too, the Winter Classic from 2014.
What a beauty.
We should charge to show Beaner stretching, little only beans.
Leafs late night yoga with Beaner.
I have a question for you guys. Game 1, and I asked Instagram this question, and since you guys can grow beards, I have to know: playoff beard, yay or nay?
I attempt it every year. So I've
See-
attempted it every year since I've saw the first speck of facial hair on my face, and this is the most that has ever been here, and it's trimmed up. But this is like I started this in the middle of March.
I feel the real competition between me and Beaner, who can grow the worst beard, because neither of us can apparently
feel-
grow one here.
Who
I
can look
feel
like
like my leg
2006
hair is
Crosby the
longer.
best?
Yeah, but yeah, playoff beard all the way.
Like my leg hair is longer than your fucking beard.
I mean, you're welcome to join me and
Oh
Beaner in the
my
competition, but
God.
you'll probably win. Yeah.
Hey,
Unbelievable.
it's not summer
You
yet.
can stop,
so
Steph.
we're
They're
still
already
warm.
dead.
Yeah, where Darty's just got
Already
this magnificent thing, and I know Roscoe can grow one.
Well,
Yeah, I
I
just
gotta
cut mine
ask-
off like last week.
Shut
Okay, I
up, Johnny.
asked Instagram.
Bragging, humble brag.
100 said they must be baby shaven. So you guys, you all
Oh, we
on your face. No one is
We-
doing it.
if the Leafs made the Cup Finals, me and Beaner would have nothing on our face. And we need a head
Exactly.
start.
Yeah, this is
It's like
about as much
November.
as
I
I'll go
prep in
down to.
August.
I'm not going clean. It takes literally like 10 years off of me. I'm just not interested in doing that. Maybe when I'm in my 40s or 50s, but right now I'm okay not getting carded.
Okay, I shaved today for you guys. Nice to see
If
you.
I had
Had a
double
girl,
chin,
Steph.
right? Like
Nice.
You looking good.
Yeah, fresh
All
to
right.
death, boy.
I'll be honest with you guys. I didn't even know I grew it. It's so weird to say. Like as stupid as it sounds, it's like I didn't. A lot of right. They're like, oh, I'm gonna grow this motherfucker out. Like as Beaner said, like he saw it. He's like, little pube stash. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And myself though, like when I had a little bit, I was like, oh, I'm gonna shave that off because I don't want to look like Crosby. Like no offense, I was like, I knew it would look really bad. But then one day, I guess 1 month or 2 months, there was like a period where I just didn't shave. And I didn't even realize I didn't shave. And I just like looked in the mirror. I was like, wait a second, I have a beard.
I hate you,
I didn't even know
Darty.
I could grow it, but it's 27. So like, just, like not everybody, we're not all early risers when it comes to beards. Okay. Like I did not have one and I was not capable of growing one until 27.
All right,
It
Beaner.
is
So the
staff
great
season
beard
here.
off between me and you this postseason.
Guys, it
So
is
last
stash
year,
season
Darty.
here on Leafs late night though. Beards aside, the stash game here is on point.
It's going.
All right. So anything we should close off with here? When's the next game? I can't keep track of these. I've been working. I literally work
Wednesday.
until 5:30 in the
Wednesday.
morning. Wednesday. Okay. So sadly, we're not going to be catching that one, unfortunately.
Oh, I'll be catching it.
Well, you'll be catching it. I'll try to get us done work early, but I'll be on for the show not having watched the game on TV. I'll watch it on my phone. How about that?
You come stop by my workstation and check it out.
Deal. We'll catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So
Luke Man says you cannot do playoff leg hair.
playoff
How dare
leg.
you, Luke?
Ooh,
This since like September.
throwing heat.
Sorry.
So
Sorry,
are
guys.
you're growing it
I'll
in
stop
preparation for
now.
the playoffs?
No,
Oh,
it's
man.
just me hibernating in the winter.
That's fair.
Oh, you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, I got these super cute Maple Leaf stickers from Dave Sport Mode on Twitter. And I
Nice.
don't know what to put this on. Any suggestions? I don't want to put it on a water bottle because I don't want it to come off. Look at that thing, though. I want it to refocus.
It's so
but-
cute.
right?
Cute.
It's like, what player is that supposed to be?
Put it on your laptop.
That one's Mitch, and then I have one that's Austin,
It's
and I
like
don't know
Chibi
where I put
Mitch.
it. Yeah, he's got this cool one too. Well, the thing is, my laptop is currently like dying. It doesn't
No,
really
don't
stay
waste it on that
charged.
then.
Yeah, so I don't want to do that. But what's like a good permanent thing to put a sticker on that's not going to come?
Oh, like a Nalgene bottle. I feel like those like are pretty much like virginal
cell
with a
phone.
sticker on.
I could put it on my phone, but I
Your
have a case on it.
forehead.
Okay,
The side of your headphones.
Oh, maybe I could do that actually. It might.
There you go.
It might be a little. Might be too big.
Your
Anyway.
last question, Johnny. Did
Yeah.
this is a quick one. Did anybody miss Justin Hall?
No,
No,
No.
come on.
no. The Leafs played amazing defensively. Why would I miss Justin Hall?
The only Leaf to do the Michigan this year.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So how do we think Tampa's going to come out swinging next game? Like, what do you think their meeting is like? I mean, the shots of John Cooper tonight were my favorite. He looked so mad. But what do you think his conversation is after this game with them? How do they approach the Leafs now?
Their effort is it's going to be tenfold compared to what it was tonight. They're going to come out really, really hot, and Leafs are really going to have to weather the storm, especially in the first 5 minutes. I think if they can manage that, it's going to be comparable to what it was tonight.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, I found the Matthews one. Look at this. Speaking of stashes, look at that little guy. Oh man, did you guys catch? I don't know if we mentioned this when it happens, but Jack Armstrong accidentally mentioned Ron Jeremy instead of somebody. Ron Burgundy. He was thinking of, and he mentioned. He's like, yeah, you know that guy, Ron Jeremy, and everyone started laughing. He goes, what? What did I say?
Bless you, Jack.
Good one. All right, tune in on Wednesday night. We'll be back. Game 2, baby. Let's do it. You're listening to Leafs Late Night. Join our Discord. We're going to do another watch along. Thanks for letting us know your song.
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Leafs Late Night, your night of post-game podcast. Available after every game on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible, and more.
It's funny, we've never had to sit there for 30 seconds while that plays and do something. So,
Well,
thanks.
we're gonna get round 2 on that song.
I almost did.
Be right back.
I
I got a
almost
piece.
did.